Hi, thanks for watching Peter's Food Adventures, and today I'm going to be making a sticky date pudding, and I'm going to be making them in this little fancy little Bundtlette pan. This is a great way to serve something. It's a single serve dessert. It looks a little bit fancier. You can also use the plain muffin pan, but these are not muffins. It's a sticky toffee pudding drenched in a homemade butterscotch sauce. Can't say that word, butterscotch sauce. It's so easy, everyone's gonna love this recipe. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I've done is I'm cutting the dates in half. They're very sticky, but you wanna remove the seed. They're really easy to remove. These are Medjool dates. These are like the king of the dates. They're the largest and the plumpest. And really, I just cut it in about 4 pieces. This all gets soaked in hot water and baking soda anyway. Okay, so now I've got 1 cup of boiling water, and that just gets added to the dates. And you mix that through, and then I got some baking soda. We need half a teaspoon of baking soda, and that also gets mixed in. All right, so now that's sat for about 10 minutes and it's kind of soft and mushy, and I'm putting it into a food processor. Now, not all recipes will want you to do this, but the reason why we're doing it is because the Bundtlette pan has some very sharply defined ridges, and you don't want to have lumps. You want a really smooth dessert. And there you go. It kind of looks like pureed baby food. Now we're ready to put it in the cake batter. Okay, so I've got half a cup of cubed butter. This is softened to room temperature, and half a cup of brown sugar that's firmly packed. This gets beaten in here until it's kind of fluffy and it changes color to white. And that can take up to 10 minutes. Now, from time to time, you're gonna wanna scrape this down just to make sure all the pieces of the batter get equal attention from the whisk. All right, that's that. Now, we're gonna crack an egg, just 1 at a time, and mix it in. All right, so now we just throw in the second egg. All right, so now I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. And now we start by adding some of the flour. So this is 1 cup of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now you just want to put this in and mix on a low level because nobody wants flour everywhere. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. And now we just add the dates. It smells really good. Okay, so the hardest thing in this whole recipe is the Bundtlette pan. Now, Nordic Ware recommends, and I have a different opinion on this, but they recommend that you grease your pan and then you put some flour on it, and then you dust off the excess flour. Kind of like it was done in the olden days, and this isn't a new technology. This is kind of a pan that was popular, you know, retro nowadays in the 60s. So I do is I take the melted butter and I just put the melted butter on everyone to get every nook and cranny, but I want to make sure that you don't have too much melted butter so it pools into the bottom. When I use the flour method, I found that the flour got stuck, and maybe you're better at this than I am, but I found the flour got stuck, and it's really important. The whole point of this pan is you want to have the real defined ridges on the top when serving it, and the flour just made it clumpy and it didn't look as good. So I'm recommending just using some melted butter with a bristle brush. So just taking the butter in the bristle brush, and you don't want too much butter in there, so because it's a bristle brush, it'll pick up what you need. And if you have too much in one, just use that as the base to collect more butter. Okay, so I've cut the edge off, and I've created my own homemade piping bag. Now, I'm gonna go around 2 times. These don't need more filling than 2/3 of the way. Any more than that and they will overflow. Now, to get the edges of the buntlette, I bang this down. And now I'm gonna continue filling till they're 2/3 full. There we go. Now it's ready to be put into the oven. Okay, to make the world's easiest butterscotch sauce, we're adding 1 cup of butter, cup of brown sugar, and a cup of whipping cream. That's it, nothing fancy required. Now this just needs to stir while you bring it to a boil, and then you simmer for 2 minutes and you're done. It's that easy. Okay, you can see it's getting darker and darker, more butterscotchy, and we just want to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to simmer for 2 minutes on low. So be careful that it doesn't overflow. I constantly stir this. Alrighty. So now just 2 more minutes, and we are good to go. Moment of truth. Wow. 2 out of 6 ain't bad. Let's try this again. And now all you need to do is pour the caramel over the sticky date pudding. Oh my goodness, this is so good. It even tastes better with scoops of vanilla ice cream. All right, and that's it. That's how you make a sticky date pudding, also called a sticky toffee pudding. The butterscotch sauce is amazing and it's so easy. You're gonna wanna drown it all over the sticky date pudding. Like always, the recipe is out on my website. Hit like, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.